Okay, looks like there's a bit of a correction to make on the timeline in terms of surveillance footage. Fractal Truth and a guy named Mike Mecca, M-I-C space M-E-C-C-A. He has some footage out there, and he sent me some links to it, and it fills in some gaps. So let's go through this again. Kenneka comes down the elevator and walks out of camera at 3:25:16, then 3:25:35, 34 even. So 18 seconds later, she's walking up some stairs. And she goes by the camera at 3:26:12, and then 3:26:13 immediately picked up by another camera. Makes a turn, goes down this hallway, and then at 3:26:48 she leaves that camera. Then 3:27:09, so only like 21 seconds later, maybe that's 28. Yeah, so 21 seconds later, and she's going down this one, LL West hallway. So I think this is all on the lower. Let's see. Well, I'm not sure what LL stands for, so I'm not gonna guess. All right. So LL lobby stairs. And then again, so let's get back to where we were. 3:26:48. And 3:27:09. So 21 seconds later, she's walking down this hallway. Goes out of the camera at 3:27:23. Still recording until 3:27:32. And 11 seconds later, so basically directly from there, she went into LL Kitchen. Okay? Now, I don't know if that means to kitchen or if that's Roman numeral or whatever. But anyway, she enters this kitchen. All right. So she walks by. It's 3:27:48. Now, here comes some of the missing footage that I did not have before. I didn't know that this footage had, I didn't have the time code, so I wasn't able to place it. So this is actually the sequence, not the sequence that I had before, where that goes directly into the upper kitchen where they found her body in the freezer. Okay, that's not how it happens. So after this footage at 3:28:14, you can see her walk by another camera in that kitchen at 3:28:20, and then you can barely make her out, just her head, at 3:28:27. So did you see that? Right. Let's go back. So 3:28:19, and then 3:28. I'm gonna do this frame by frame. Okay, so we can catch it. It's hard. All right, so let's go forward. 3:28:24, 25, 26. Okay, right there. See her head right here? This is Kenneka's head again. So she walked this way right here, then walked by another surveillance camera somewhere, and then not too long later, so basically at 3:28:14, and then literally, 11 seconds later, she's here, but is actually caught on another surveillance camera in the middle of that. So this is new surveillance footage here, so I'll play that for you. See, there she is walking by. At least it's new for me. I'd never seen it. Okay, and then you can see her just barely show up in this camera again, right there. And then this is when she's in that hallway. So she went through those double doors, I guess, and she spends about 2 minutes in this one, and apparently Mecca told me that, let's see, he wrote, somewhere in those doors is a set of stairs. So you go back through those double doors that, according to the news reports, she climbed in order to get back to the upper kitchen. So after she went back this direction, right here, she went through some double doors and was back in this area somewhere. And it's pretty obvious because if at 3:28:26 she's there, and then 3:28, literally 33 seconds later, she's back in that hallway. It seems like she would have had to go back. It looks like to me though that if you walk this direction, so like this, that leads to somewhere. I saw law enforcement walking that way, so I think somewhere back in that direction are the stairs he's talking about that lead back upstairs. And after she goes back this direction, goes upstairs again, now she's on the upper kitchen. You see the difference right there? So this is not the same kitchen as the other one that said LL kitchen that everybody keeps saying, well, gosh, I thought they said the kitchen wasn't being used. Well, right, that's a different kitchen, okay? This is the one that wasn't currently being used, but the freezer was still working. So, let's look at that. 3:31:19, 3:31:20, and then a minute and 2 seconds, or a minute and 12 seconds later, she's in the upper kitchen and makes her way into the freezer, and then she passes away. Okay, so this is the corrected order. I don't know if you want me to. I can just play the whole thing right now, and you can watch it. Alright, so she comes out of the lobby elevator, walks by the camera at 3:25:18, then 3:25:35. She's barely able to hold herself up. I mean, really, this is when, to me, this footage here is when she looks the most intoxicated. I mean, she is just absolutely barely able to, her head's going all over the place. And then she just kind of slams into the wall, like boom, right? And then she just lets her kind of just slides along the wall with her feet moving. I mean, she's absolutely, totally intoxicated right there. All right, and then boom, simultaneously, then it records her going down this hallway. She's just absolutely still drunk or intoxicated. I guess it's a combination of two drugs that we found, alcohol and an anti-seizure medication. And she's trying to get into some different rooms and so forth. Really struggling here. And then at 3:26:48 coming up, and boom, she leaves that footage, and then 21 seconds later she's in this footage. This is the same footage that people said that there was somebody being beaten up down in here, which they said was Kenneka, but that's not true, right? Because she just walked by in that same footage. All right, and then 3:27, still recording 32, and then literally 10 seconds later she's in this kitchen. 3:27:51, walks by the camera. All right, and then let's see, yeah, so it's still recording. So 3:28, 07, and then coming up here, she shows up in another surveillance camera in the same kitchen, and that's right here. So 3:28:19, 20, 3:28:21, 22, 23. So now we're continuing on, and then her barely right there, her head pops by the camera, and then there's a little skip in time there, about 30 seconds, 35 seconds. She's in this hallway. So this is the sequence where this surveillance footage actually is. I had it wrong before because I didn't have the time code for that kitchen footage. All right. So after she was in that first kitchen where people saw the blue person standing there, who's still standing there, by the way, she actually went out into this. I'm not sure what. This doesn't have a name up in the upper left-hand corner right here, so I'm not sure what you actually call this area. But if you notice, this is almost a 2-minute capture. She's just walking around. She goes into the men's bathroom right there. 3:30, 35. Now she finally makes her way back out of the men's bathroom. Goes around the hallway. This is where people say, oh, somebody's right there. And they pull her when she walks back out. That's why she stumbles backwards instead of just thinking, you know, she's pretty intoxicated. Did you see how she was stumbling around before? But the story doesn't sound quite as good that way. See right there? She just stepped backward because she's drunk or, you know, intoxicated. Okay. She finally gets going and starts walking down back towards the way she came, which should be back into that kitchen. And then apparently she went up some stairs, made it back up to the main or the upper level, and then ended up in this kitchen. And, you know, that was only about a minute 12 later. She makes it into this kitchen. And then she just walks by. And if you can see right over here, you can actually see some reflection on the metal as she's opening the door, perhaps. Like right. Let's see. It's coming up. Yeah, right in there. See that? There was some movement on that. Right there. So she was opening up the freezer and then she ended up in there and passed away. So hopefully this clears some things up, and thanks to Kenneka and Fractal Truth. Appreciate it.